Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about Meta, parent company Facebook, and what is actually happening with Meta. In this video, I'll be covering 4 points as to the surrounding talks around the company and what's the potential future of Meta, parent company Facebook like. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Aman Verma, and without wasting any time, let's dive deep into it. So, what is actually going on with Facebook? This week on Monday, there was a press release, and Facebook's price stock value went down 230 billion. Now, what was the reason? What was there in their press release on Monday? So, the press release on Monday reported Facebook's fourth quarter earnings that showed the social network had seen its number of active users drop down for the very first time in 18 years history. Now, this is huge. Facebook being one of the biggest social network companies out there, it's the first time that they have seen stalled user growth in 18 years. And Zuckerberg is blaming the fall on a decline in younger users because that's their main demographic. That's where the company targets their main users, being the younger generation. And the younger generation now favoring Facebook's rivalry, TikTok. That brings me to one of the first points. The biggest competitor right now for Facebook is TikTok. Now, Facebook's user growth has stalled. The basic strategy of TikTok, you can see, is based on short videos, and younger generation is just more inclined towards that now, which is being the same reason as to why the user growth is going down. Now, if you look at TikTok, TikTok is still used by many of the younger generations, and the user growth of TikTok is pretty much still going up. And I don't think, and I don't see in a couple of years, TikTok's user growth is gonna come down. Now, you can see Facebook kind of approaching with the same concept. If you look at Facebook Reels, kind of opting out the same thing what TikTok is doing. Now, this is obviously not working for TikTok. Oh, my bad, Facebook, and they would, in my opinion, have to go with a different approach. Number one being their biggest competitor, TikTok. Now, the second reason I'm going to talk about, second point I'm going to talk about is digital ads. Now, Facebook's main revenue market strategy for making money is through revenue, that is digital ads. And 98% of the revenue that is generated by Facebook comes from digital ads. Now, recently there was a privacy feature released on iOS devices by Apple that basically tells and asks a user that if they want this app to track their data or not. Now, Facebook, the whole concept of Facebook and all the applications, the features available in Facebook, they are heavily derived on user data. They get user data, and then they're able to target the audience based on their usage or based on their whatever personality that the company is able to derive from the data that they get from the user. Now, this privacy feature of Apple has affected Facebook a lot. As no data tracking is available for Facebook on the app, they're not able to collect data, which is having an impact on their digital ads by not targeting specific type of audience for their digital ads. Now, Facebook says the changes are harming the accuracy of its ads because a lack of data makes it really, really hard to target people using iPhones. Now, this is very much true. If the app is not able to collect their data, and then it will be really hard for Facebook to kind of target the main demographic for the digital ad that they want to provide for that specific user. This being the issue for Facebook collecting data has been in the past couple of years. There has been also many talks and some concerns by the U.S. government also, and also by other countries when it comes to Facebook collecting data. This brings me to kind of point number three. Now, point number three being government threat for data policies across the world. Now, what is happening and why is this important? A little backstory. After Snowden exposed how the NSA was spying overseas, and Obama and administration, they had to come up with the new Transatlantic Data Transfer Pact, ensuring basically the digital privacy rights of European citizens. The pact basically talked about how the data of European citizens collected by Facebook or other companies is kind of safe over the U.S. soil. But in 2020, court struck that down by saying that Europeans' data was still not safe over U.S. soil. Now, since the negotiation, a new agreement for data flow across the Atlantic has to come up, and the negotiation is still going on, and they're not able to, until yet, come up with a new transatlantic data pact. Now, the company said in its annual report, Meta, that if it can no longer rely on its standard contract clauses, or the European Union and the United States don't come up with a new agreement, then they might just have to pull Facebook and Instagram off from Europe. Now, Facebook saying that it's pretty huge. Moreover, the German economy minister Robert and French finance minister Bruno, they also said that Europe without social media might not be so bad. They also said, quote unquote, I can confirm that life is very good without Facebook, and that we would live very well without Facebook. Now, if you see Facebook's kind of approach for making and generating revenue is entirely based upon digital ads, and if Facebook in future kind of is not available on Europe, and they won't be able to collect that many data. They won't be able to collect that much data, and thus it's gonna impact directly their revenue, and also they won't be able to target their audience properly because the lack of data. Now, this being the third point. The fourth point, I will be talking about Peter Thiel. Now, who is Peter Thiel? Peter Thiel actually stepped down from Meta's company board, and why is this important to know? Peter Thiel, he's the most outspoken Trump supporter out there in Silicon Valley, and he's leaving Facebook's board now. He's also an early investor of Facebook. He's been with Facebook since 2005. He co-founded PayPal, and currently he's a chairman of a data analytics firm called Palantir Technologies. He's also an early backer for LinkedIn and Yelp, and also an early investor for Clearview AI, a company which focuses on artificial intelligence technology and uses facial recognition tech by kind of compiling billions of photos. Now, Thiel leaving his position and to the board basically said he wants to devote his time to other interests. Now, the other interests can maybe be political. As you can see, United States is kind of approaching midterm elections later this year. Thiel, also a billionaire, he plans to back candidates who support former President Donald Trump's agenda. He also donated 1.25 million for Trump's campaign a couple of years ago, and at the time Zuckerberg kind of defended his position at the board by saying, we can't create a culture that says it cares about diversity and then excludes almost half the country because they back a political candidate. Now, Thiel being a really important asset for Facebook, he was a close advisor and a close mentor to Zuckerberg, especially when the company was going through a really hard time a couple of years back. And they're still going and facing all these data regulations by the US government and also other nations. Now, Thiel leaving the company is huge. Now, there won't be anyone kind of mentoring or kind of helping him out, as obviously Thiel had some really good connection in the US government, that too being Donald Trump, kind of, helping Zuckerberg out and whenever there were like any type of data regulations made by the US government on Facebook. This brings me to the end of point 4. Now, if you look at Facebook's flip side of the coin, Facebook, they have completely changed their name to Meta. Now, if you look at Meta's approach towards a virtual world, recently with the keynote, kind of just with avatars with the upper torso, legless bodies, is kind of still funny to me. And that kind of approach where the classes are gonna be happening in the virtual world, to some extent, yes, that can be possible, but I still can't see as to what the company might do at a really large scale that's going to benefit them approaching towards this new concept of Meta and what are they gonna do. It's still very speculated. We still don't know what it's gonna be or what actually is Meta gonna be, and I guess we just have to just wait and watch and just look at what the company kind of does in the next couple of weeks or the couple of months with their whole concept of Meta and what might be the potential future of Facebook, now Meta. That kind of brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was really helpful for you guys, bringing and kind of giving the gist of what's happening with Meta, parent company Facebook, and I hope this will be really helpful in kind of guiding you as to make your own decisions, whether you want to invest in the company or if you want to look at other things in terms of investment or any other aspect. I hope this kind of provided you with in-depth knowledge as to what's going on right now in the market. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys liked my video. Please share, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share, and if you want similar type of videos in my channel, feel free to drop a comment down the comment section below, and I would love to just see your whole reviews and as to what all type of videos you guys would love to see from my side. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys are doing well. Be happy, be positive, and keep hustling. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye bye.